Ladies and gentlemen of the BM Chess Club, today is the day. We are currently 1992s, and a win against a respectable opponent would put us at 2000, and that was our speedrun goal. Here it is. We are playing Filipino opponent RJ Bejisin, 2040 rated player. And he plays a Bowdler attack. And normally we would push here, but he's locking us down. So that's kind of interesting. We could probably still play d5 anyway, or let's go this backwards route and let's try to hit this pawn. That pawn might end up being hard to defend. And let's see how he defends it. Probably with his bishop, I'm guessing. And that's completely okay. Oh, he defends with his queen. So we can just come here anyway. Let's hold off on the d5 push. This is also a move. But let's get castled before we consider that. And yeah, he's clamping us down, right? First of all, now we could win this. He takes, we take, he takes, and then maybe we hit him here. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. If we play this move though first, we're forcing him to move this, because right now it's unprotected and he doesn't see it. So I think, I'm sure there's some tactics involved, but I think we're just going to go for it. Like if he plays this, we have that. I'm sure there's tactics involved. Yeah, he takes here, we take here. And we do not lose the pawn, and this pawn, yeah, okay. So, boom, we get the pawn back, and now we get this. And at the end of the day, we are up one pawn, and we're going to grab the center now too. And that feels pretty good. We also have checks we should be aware of. This is also a diagonal that I'm noticing. So maybe giving a check is development with tempo. He slides back. And now this move doesn't really accomplish anything. Does this do something? Possibly. I think maybe I'm thinking, okay, maybe, yeah. Also just this. Okay, let's do this move actually. We're gonna go rook b8. Okay, he's aiming to hit this square, which is pretty strong. So we could prevent that with this, which I don't mind, to be honest. Our king is a little safe, a little bit weak, I should say, without our dark squared bishop. Okay, I kind of want to come here now because I want to develop this anyway. And now we're not allowing this push. Okay, he plays this. He's obviously hitting this here. We could jump here and hit the bishop, but then our knight is kind of left alone. So what if we play, there's also this. I'm going to protect this pawn by moving our knight. And yes, we're giving him this, but what about this response? Okay, so now let's hit the queen, unless I'm missing something. Okay, we hit the queen, and he wants the queen trade. I think we're okay with that. His knight's going to be very active. That's the only thing I don't like, but we can deal with an active knight. This pawn is very weak. It is protected as of now. This is a threat. We don't want to deal with that. So, we also don't want to deal with this. So if we come here, he still has this one. It's tricky to get out of stuff like this. I think the best move would be this. And if he plays this move, we can slide here. And we're protecting this pawn, but this knight's very active. We should keep an eye on our clock, because we're already down more than 2 minutes. Okay, now this is an interesting square. Of course, it's not available yet, but let's jump here. If we can kick this knight, we get this. Okay, and he's like, yeah, you're not gonna get that. Fair. Let's come here. This also gets out of any knight checks or anything. We're very safe. This square is always available for our knight if we need it in emergencies. Everything feels quite protected. He might play... Okay, he does that. Respectable. Okay, I think our knight's kind of doing nothing now, so let's slide back. I see new squares. Always keeping an eye on this pawn as well. This is something to keep an eye on. He still has this jump. We have responses ready for that. I kind of want to push c4 eventually, so kind of preparing that here. That was probably a useful move. Just his king is a little bit safer protecting these in routes. Oh, that's pretty annoying. Right here seems okay. I could be making a mistake. His knight's so strong, which is not to my liking. I'd love to kick it. He does have this move, but don't think it does too much. We just slide up. Okay, now do we finally have this? I'm playing more or less carelessly because this knight is... It's hard to calculate every potential move. That knight's a beast, which makes my job a lot harder. So that's a pro for him. That being said, we're up a pawn, and I think everything's fine. I don't want to go c4 yet, because I just think he'll close it down for all of eternity. Okay. I don't really see any, like... Do we just bite the bullet? Alright, let's get rid of this knight, even though this doesn't get rid of the knight. Because it's still protected. But at least we're moving pieces around. He does have a check here. We'd probably just slide back. This is a weak pawn now too, which I'm not thrilled about, but that's okay. He's done a good job of maintaining protection on the d3 pawn, I have to say. Check here. Maybe our rooks should consider new pathways. That was surprising. Okay, I want to say goodbye to this knight once and for all. I realize this is a check, but we just slide over, and I think we're good. And I'm basically convinced that he's going to play this. This is still protected. We slide here. Oh, okay, well, without even giving it much thought, I'm going to trade. Maybe not the best move. I just was sick of that knight. Okay. Now what to do? I'm gonna play this. I think he's gonna start piling on this pawn. So I'm going to defend with this if I have to. There's no checks against us. Time is flying by this game. We're already down to 4 minutes. It's move 32. Our opponents played quickly. Winning this game would make our speedrun goals complete. I'll take that pawn. Potentially a hit here. This is very annoying. Let's just get active. Can maybe give some checks and see what happens. We can roll the dice a little bit. This rook is very cemented. Okay, he goes there. What about this? Just check him, see what happens. Maybe go after these pawns, such as this. He'll probably play that. Yeah, he does. Okay, we're gonna start pushing. Our king's actually really safe. It feels like it is. Boom and boom is interesting. Oh no, that scared me. Ooh, that's almost lost. Hopefully he comes here, we escape. We almost just lost our rook, which is not good, if you didn't know. He does that. How are we going to keep our rook safe? Coming in here, maybe? I really want this win, so I might sacrifice speaking. This is still not available. We slide it here. So this check is really good for us, I think. We might even get our other rook involved. All of a sudden the game has shifted to the king side. And luckily he's taking a think here. RJ Bejison, Filipino, made his account roughly 2.5 years ago. Goes there. Okay, now's a great time for us to escape. He plays this. That's one way to defend, I suppose. Let's do this move. Taking's probably not gonna happen. Okay. What about this jack? He kind of has to do this. Or this, I guess. Okay, we can obviously still keep it. Takes here. Yeah, I don't want him coming here, though. Let's try this. If he does this, do we push and then get this pawn, maybe? We might be losing the pawn back, unfortunately. Although I could defend with this, possibly. Then this comes under fire. A lot of things to see here. Let's push it. If he takes, we take. If not, maybe we do this. He might do this. He might take it. He might line up here. Your guess is as good as mine. This game has been pretty intense. We won the pawn early on, and That's what we've been holding on to ever since. And this e5 square has just been nightmarish. Notice he hasn't moved. The knight was there all game. That's been his entire game. Just holding on to the e5 square. Okay, he does that. We can try this now. Defend the pawn. Okay, now we can give the check. He has this. Let's come here. Trying to win this pawn. Boom and boom, almost gets it. This pawn's still safe. He has no entry. He can come here though. Then we might threaten this pawn. Something, we'll see. Okay, so there's that. We should get a pawn now. Although we'll lose a pawn as well, I think. Unless he blocks. He does. Okay, there's that. We'll take this pawn. We'll probably lose this pawn. See where he goes. If not, we'll keep this pawn. And then we'll push this. So we are up 2 pawns now. At least temporarily. Okay, we're going to keep it then. And we're going to go like this. If he goes here, we're sliding up. Might slide up anyway. Yeah. He might check me though. Oh. Wow, he's going all in. Okay, this is a massive threat. Okay. This looks very scary for him. This check is very scary. Then boom. Go ahead and push. Yeah, okay, that should be game over. Think we're gonna get our 2,000, boys. Think we're gonna get our 2,000, boys. How's it feel? Think we're gonna get our 2,000, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially 2001. And let's take a look at our accuracy in the final game. Nothing crazy, but it was enough. And we ended up... Yeah, so how the hell do you respond to this? I haven't seen this e5 push. I've seen it, but it's not like I know how to respond. Okay, so let's go into our own analysis. Queen to c7. Just instantly go after it, I guess. And then, does he defend with that? And then you go g5. Okay, I'll never understand the game of chess. Obviously, we didn't play this line. We did the more human idea of going after the pawn with our bishop. Knight takes immediately was better. Okay, we took it. We take back. This was great. And then we get it. And then boom. And look at that. The center's ours. Checked him. It's a minus 1.5. It's a minus 1. Maneuvered around. Whether it was good or bad is your decision. Basically minus 2 for a lot of the game. Still is. Of course, we made our inaccuracies. Only a minus 1 now. And he was... So this was a big mistake. That allowed... Yeah, this was the best move. It allowed our rook to get active. And the game instantly shifted to the king side. Luckily, we had some escapes there. Boom. This worked. That was good. Okay, so wasn't taking here the best, and then this minus 3 basically. His best move is just this. I would have played this then. Then he probably would have played this. Okay, that would have gotten very dangerous. But this is how it went. This check was good. I like this. Boom. Yeah. And then, sorry. And then we start pushing. And from here, it was game over. Guys, thank you so much for being part of the speedrun. We did have our ups and downs. We had our bumps and bruises. But we are now 2,000. And I might take a couple days off, but let me know if you have some speedrun or playing everyday content that you would like to see. And I'll talk to you when that begins. Thank you as always for being part of the BM Chess Club. It was a pleasure. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.